a week's holiday. Starting on a Tuesday, we're off to the Mediterranean, to Crete, landing at Heraklion, then by bus to Sisi, and when we found our hotel, a quick walk round the area to see the sights. On the Wednesday evening, we went on the local toy train, which takes passengers an hour's trip around the locality. We were both surprised how barren the countryside looked, mostly olive trees and low scrub. On the Thursday, we took the all-day trip to the famous island of Spinalonga. This started with a 20-mile coach ride to Agios Nikolaos, a busy seaside town, and from there an hour's boat trip north to Spinalonga Island.
As well as the guests from the Blue Marine. So it's 2 guides for you on the boat today, and we will be sailing for the next 60 minutes, 1 hour.
Crete's medieval history involved prolonged fighting between Venice and Turkey. The fortress on Spinalonga Island was built by the Venetians, but the Turks won possession in the end and started living in Spinalonga from 1715 to 1903. From 1903 to 1957, Spinalonga was used as a leper colony. Those who had leprosy were transported here from other parts of Crete and had to enter by the passage through the rocky cliff. Once the leper entered, they could never leave, but they were adequately fed and were given amenities they had not had before they came. The houses that remain today in Spinalonga were first built and occupied by the Turks, and then by the lepers later. This is a second access point to the island on the west. It was used for bringing in supplies. The lepers were not allowed out. Very occasionally, lepers did manage to escape and swim to the mainland, but they were soon discovered and brought back. It was suggested that we walk round the island, seeing some of the other fortifications and lookout points. We also visited the chapel of St. George. St. George and the dragon are part of Greek tradition, not just that of the English. The Greek Bible on display and carving one's name Greek style. Now we're back to where we started. On the way back to Agios Nikolaos, our boat anchored for an hour at a nearby beach where some passengers swam while the others enjoyed a barbecue lunch. At Agnik, as the town is sometimes called, there was time for a quick shop and ice cream before heading home. That evening, a group of dancers came to our hotel to entertain us. The The following day, Hugh rented a scooter and went up into the neighbouring mountains to the Lassithi Plateau, which is nearly 3,000 feet high. The plateau is famous for the use of cloth windmills. It is interesting to read the village names in Greek lettering as well as the Roman letters we are used to. There is also a famous cave called the Dictyon Cave. Zeus was the chief of the pantheon of Greek gods, and according to Cretan legend, it is in this cave that Zeus was born. One village uses the name Zeus to sell its pottery wares. The path up to the cave is quite long and steep. Donkeys are available to ride if you want. The cave itself is very deep, dark and impressive. Donkeys were also available for the descent, but pity the poor donkey having to carry lazy adults. All around the plateau were beautiful Greek Orthodox churches with cream-painted walls and red rounded roofs. On the way back down, the road passed through a town with another beautiful church. On the Saturday, we both went to Heraklion, the capital, just to see it. The harbour was fortified like Spinalonga had been. The pedestrian walkway through the city was a great place for wandering around. Titus, to whom this church is dedicated, is mentioned in the Bible as one of Paul's companions. He is the national saint of Crete today. On the Sunday we went to the CC Church. The service was in Greek and lasted 2.5 hours, but we only stayed for half an hour. On the Monday, Hugh went to Knossos. Knossos was the capital of the 4,000-year-old Minoan civilization, lost for centuries but rediscovered and excavated in the early 20th century. It has been partly reconstructed to show what it might have looked like in its day.
Do you mind?
Hundreds of wonderful artifacts discovered there, all thousands of years old, are displayed in the Heraclean Museum. For most of the final Tuesday, we relaxed by one of the hotel pools. A pleasure boat is leaving Sisi and going home. It is saying goodbye, and so must we.